He toured with the Axis of Evil comedy tour, and he's about to visit Amman, Jordan for the first ever comedy festival in the Middle East. Please help me in welcoming comedian Aron Kader.
Hello, hello. Oh, hi, you guys. Thanks so much for having me here. I appreciate it. How was your dinner? Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Has everybody here been to the Middle East? Yes. Who here has never been to the Middle East? Good, good. So then everybody's heard the taxi driver go, Inshallah, we'll be there. Inshallah, we will be there. I was going to start a taxi company in Cairo called Inshallah Taxi. Just, we will be there, Inshallah. My name's Aron Kader. I've been performing with some other Middle Eastern comedians for a few years, and recently we went to the Middle East last November, and I'll return this November. And when I first started comedy, there weren't a lot of Arabs coming to the comedy club. Sometimes they'd come, but they'd sit in the back in the dark and go, yeah, that was funny, I like it, that's very funny. Yeah, seriously, that's a very funny, very funny. So, but we've slowly started coming to DC and then other cities and building kind of a following for ourselves until we finally went to the Middle East. And then that was a different challenge. Obviously, everybody always said, you know, you're going to the Middle East, oh my gosh, do they speak English? And I said, does anybody here speak English? Because if you go to a McDonald's anywhere on earth, you're going to order a number 3 the same way, just that one right there. Because nobody, anyway, the tour was successful, and it was a lot of young people, some that came to college out here and then went back home. It was so successful, we did 27 sold-out shows. We went Abu Dhabi and Dubai and Beirut and Amman and Cairo and I'm leaving some. We went to Kuwait. We were the first American comedians to go to Kuwait and not entertain the troops. We actually entertained Kuwaitis. And that was a challenge because they're like, we're not allowed to laugh, but we will try. My name is Aron Kader. Originally, it was the last name was Abu Khadir. My grandfather, he left Palestine because the Ottomans were coming, and everybody knows how that threat. So he got out of Palestine because the Ottomans were coming, and then he came to Ellis Island, and they changed his name. They said Abu Kader. Kader, your last name's Kader. And then they shipped him off. They made him join the army and drafted him and sent him to World War I to fight the Ottomans. So, so he came to America, Musa Abu Khadir, and he came back from World War I, Mose Kader. And so that's my last name, Kader. If I ever have children, if I have a boy, I'll probably name him Al, because Al Kader is a family name. And if it's a girl, then probably Darth Kader. Most people growing up didn't know what a Palestinian was. They would always ask me, what are you? Are you Italian or Jewish or something? Is it Palestinian? They go, what's a Pakistilian? Where is Pakistilia? Somebody actually said, where's Pakistilia? I said, I don't know. I have no idea where. I've never even heard of it. You don't know where your own country is? And I said, no, actually, I don't. No, I don't know where that. It's problems in Palestine. A lot of ethnicities get different follow-up questions. Like if somebody says they're Italian, it's like, oh, you're Italian, hey, spaghetti, hey, mafia, hey, vino, huh, paisan. Something. There's connections. You know, if you're Irish, somebody says, you're Irish, huh? Four-leaf clovers and leprechauns, huh? You like whiskey, fighting Irish, huh? When you say you're Palestinian, there's never a follow-up question. Say, oh, Palestinian. Oh. Yeah. It's a tough situation. That's what you get, a tough situation. It was the most fun going over to the Middle East, though. It was the most fun experience I've ever had in my life. And it was exhausting as well, because, you know, when you go to Beirut, you're only going to get a couple hours of sleep. You know, where are you going? It's 5 in the morning. But you are in Beirut. You have to party. You're like, okay, all right, we'll party. Anybody here ever been to Beirut? Yeah, you drunks. Beirut was too much fun. It was great. But I would be a little worried to any Lebanese people here. Yes, ahlan wa sahlan. The Lebanese women are always gorgeous. But you'd be worried if you have children with a Lebanese woman, because maybe the baby comes out with a nose way larger than... That's for us. That was for us, you guys. That was for me and my people. Okay. I have to rib the Lebanese because they are the best looking and have the best food. Right? Not to, I mean, no slight on the Emiratis, of course. Everybody knows about them. So I'll go back to Amman, Jordan this November, and they asked me to teach a 3-week class to get kids involved in comedy, because every city we would go to, we would do like an open mic, and so many people wanted to try to do comedy because they knew that it was available. As soon as they found out it was available to them, they knew it was a chance for them to get on stage and say some things that they might never get a chance otherwise to say in their lives. And that's, you know, that's something that the arts can provide, and that's something that here in America we probably take for granted. But over there, you know, the arts is starting to happen, and Amman wants to start to have a big industry. And so they asked me to teach a class in comedy, and then we're going to do a big comedy festival. And His Majesty King Abdullah of Jordan offered to help bring in some sponsors, and so we're going to do it. It'll be the first comedy festival ever in the history of the Middle East, which is great. And it's a big change. Hopefully we can change the image of Arabs and help change some of the stereotypes, because people think we're not funny, and, you know, we are very funny people, very funny. You think we're not funny, I kill you, you know, yeah. Everybody who is an Arab, we know we're funny people, but we all have one person in our family that can't tell a joke at all, and he always wants to tell a joke, and okay, I have a joke. I listen your joke, you listen my joke, and you're like a hostage to his joke. You know, you're gonna have to listen to, there are 2 guys, they are walking on the street, and not on the street, but you know, to the side, like sidewalk or something, and they are walking, and it's hot, and they are thirsty, so they want a drink, like chai, coffee, something, tea. They want to find a cafe or a pub or something, like a bar. Yeah, 2 guys walk into a bar. You're like, oh. It'll take that long sometimes. It really will. I got a cousin named Jihad. Any Jihads here? Not a great time to be named Jihad right now. He doesn't travel very often. Call me from a bus station. You know, I'm changing my name, this sucks. Keep looking at me funny and frisking me and checking my stuff. So what are you going to change your name to? He says, Raymond. So good, then your name's Raymond. Abdul Majid.